it's always the negative. It's always the hate that people want to talk about, which is something that we got to live with, I guess, in this world. But as for me being closer to him, every single day and seeing the work that he puts in, and you appreciate him.
Stephen A., starting with you here, does Kawhi Leonard get the Marcus? You want to say something?
Yeah. Oh, he already know what I'm going to say. He already know what I'm going to say. And listen, I'm not even surprised. I was a teammate with Kawhi for 4 years, and every time we were in the playoff and he was healthy, he was putting on magical performances. Like I said, when Stephen A. laughed and went crazy and started running around over there in the studio, Kawhi Leonard is the guy. He has put teams on his back when they needed the most. If he's available, he is the guy, and he's going to continue to play well because I don't even see him slowing down, to be honest.
Okay, Stephen A., let me just get the debate question in here. Does Kawhi get the appreciation that he deserves?
Yes, he does. Because, see, what happens is when you're his teammate and you're not neutral and you're a bit biased, of course you're James Harden, you will say what you would say, and you're Marcus Morris, and you will clap the way that you did.
No,
Here's
I was
Marcus,
his teammate.
Hold on. You was his teammate. You were his teammate. That's right. Marcus, James Harden, let me speak to both of you directly and all you Kawhi Leonard lovers out there. You have to quote people accurately. When James Harden talks about all the hate, he's right about that. James Harden wasn't wrong with what he said, but you got to contextualize it properly. Anybody who watches basketball knows how sensational Kawhi Leonard is. But that's where the hate comes in because of the lack of availability spanning years. He came into these playoffs having missed 15 of the Clippers' last 19 playoff games. We know what Kawhi Leonard is when he's available. We saw him win a Finals MVP when he was in San Antonio. We saw him win another Finals MVP when he was in Toronto. Who has ever questioned the greatness of Kawhi Leonard once he's been on the basketball court? That answer is no one. What we lamented was the fact that he was always injured. Now, Marcus and James Harden, you're absolutely right as teammates. Guess what? If he were my teammate, I'd be the same way about him. I'd come to his defense because the brother attempted 15 shots in game one and made 15 in game two, shooting damn near 80% from the field. He was sensational last night. And guess what? To watch him play, watching him run up and down the court, you have a right to salivate, to crave that from him more often. His absence of availability through no fault of his own. He got injured. We get all of that. It's not like the man was faking injuries. But the reality is that there was such a flagrant lack of availability. That's why we said what we said about him. It didn't stop him from blackmailing the Clippers. Yo, get Paul George here. Otherwise, I'm going to go sign with the Lakers. It didn't stop him from getting all the perks that came with it. What we said was when Paul George got hurt, we flagrantly saw what that injury is. We wondered whether his career was over when he got injured, for crying out loud, because of the way he came down on his knee. We saw Kawhi Leonard drop 38 one game, 31 another, walk off the court, look perfectly fine. And then the next day we learn he out for the rest of the playoffs. We're like, damn, what the hell's going on here? There's nothing wrong with people going like this. Damn it, damn it, damn it. He's so great. I want to see him. I'm tired of him being unavailable. That's all it has been with Kawhi Leonard. Nothing else. So James Harden and Marcus, I appreciate where y'all coming from. But if y'all going to come at people for throwing shade on Kawhi Leonard, let's just be accurate. All we were saying is, damn, you great. We really, really want to see you out on that court because with you, the Clippers could win a championship. Without you, they have no chance. That's the bottom line.
Stephen A., I agree with everything you just said. I don't know how many of you guys have had, Marcus, I don't know if you've ever had a regular job, but my boss used to say, you know that Sharpe, he a good hard worker when I can get him to come to work. Kawhi's a good player when I can get him to come play basketball. How am I supposed to give you credit if you're sitting on the sideline in street clothes and your team is out there fighting, trying to advance in the playoffs, trying to win a championship? Stephen A. spoke to this. He won an NBA, he won a Finals MVP in San Antonio. He couldn't have been no more than 23, 24 years of age. Then he turns around and then he wins another Finals MVP in Toronto after joining the Raptors halfway through the season. There is no denying his greatness. Guess what? How he was rewarded with that. Not only does he have 2 Finals MVPs, not only does he have 2 Defensive Players of the Year, he was named one of the 75 greatest players in NBA history. Is that not appreciation enough? But let me digress. Bro, if you're not on the court, what am I appreciating? What am I supposed to give you credit for? Stephen A. spoke to this. He said, look, when he's on the court, we know what he is. Also, Stephen A., I thought the mid-range was dead. It don't look dead to me. It look like it's in full effect when it comes to Kawhi and some of these other guys that shoot the mid-range. The mid-range was going last night. But to carry on this point, Kawhi gets the adequate praise and adulation heaped on him that he deserves when he plays, because he's been an all-NBA selection several times. He's been a Defensive Player of the Year, he's been a Finals MVP, and he's one of the 75 greatest players to have ever played this game. That's appreciation. But when you don't play, I don't know the praise and the adulation I'm supposed to heap when you're not out there competing.
All right, Marcus, close us out, and then we'll get to the other LA team.
And I agree with you, Shay and Stephen A. But the thing about it is, like, as his teammate, I'm speaking from what I see from this guy day in and day out, right? When I was there, he was always the first one in the gym. He was always working extremely hard. He took his job very seriously. And injuries happen. Injuries happen to the game. It's unfortunate that it happened to such a great player like that, because when he is out there, it's special. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing off the chart numbers. His fadeaway is looking like Jordan. Let's be serious. I'm speaking from a part of seeing this guy day in and day out work extremely hard, and that's the only thing I can go off of. I understand that you have opinions. I don't think that is hate. I just think it's more that, you know, you get tired of kind of hearing like what if and what if. It's not his fault. He's playing hard. Other guys has been injured on his team. Paul George was injured a few times when I was there in LA, and he had to take on the load, and, you know, quite frankly, that could have led to injuries.
All right, we got to leave it there, guys. Get into tonight's game.
Can I say one thing, Molly?
Sure, go ahead.
Stephen A., while we say we give him the proper praise, we don't give him the proper criticism. Because when other guys go down, we don't let Bron skate when other guys go down. We don't let Giannis skate when other guys go down. But I just heard Marcus say when Paul George went down, he had to take on an excess load, and that might have led to his injuries. So while you might not believe that he gets the proper praise, are we sure we're giving him the proper criticism that a superstar deserves when they don't advance? I've never heard, when Kawhi got put out of the playoff, I've never heard anybody say, man, whoo. But let LeBron get put out. Let Steph Curry get put out. Let Kevin Durant get put out. Let some of these other superstar players get put out. So while you say he don't get all the credit that he deserves, I'm not so sure we heap the blame on him that he deserves also as a superstar player.
And Marcus, last point I will add this. I swear to you, as fantastic as Kawhi Leonard looked last night, I was actually happy for him, proud of him. I was like, damn, this is what I'm talking about. Clippers got a chance now. I mean, this brother looks absolutely special. But this is to put it, to contextualize it, Marcus, do you know how pathetic in certain, I'm not talking about as a basketball player, I'm talking about the other stuff with Kawhi Leonard. Do you know what I found myself proud of most last night? He actually did an interview. And he was actually talking to the person on camera and was like literally answering questions.
We're moving on.
Sentences.
We're moving on.
I said, way to go, Kawhi. Now, way to go. Now, we actually know you're a human being instead of a damn robot, for crying out loud. It was actually great to see. I'm like, we should see more of that.
Not every player leads like you. We've debated that. Let's carry on here.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng, và hôm nay bọn mình sẽ có tiêu đề là con ngựa. Mọi người, hôm nay tiêu đề của mình là con bò. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm nha.
Anh ơi đi, Oanh ơi, Oanh.
Anh dễ hơn.
Cô Anh ơi, cô Anh ơi,
Quỳnh Anh.
cô Anh của anh nghe to dài lắm, nên nay là sao? Anh ơi. tí mặt này.
Nhà em có bao nhiêu đứa cháu toàn biết gọi tên em chưa? Tên em nó dễ gọi. Tức gọi anh. Mấy đứa con nhà chị Nhung tức gọi em gì anh.
Gì quanh.
Tao đi làm mình không thấy là từ đầu xưởng cuối xưởng 1 chúng nó đứa nào biết ta tất gọi con mèo gì. Mày không thấy à?
Tôi lại Jimmy. Tôi là Jimmy. Lúc nào cũng có cái tay thỏ nữa. Cái con tay thỏ ấy. Cái con tay thỏ ấy.
Đứa nào bảo thế được?
Không biết tên nữa.
Có mỗi con Hoa. Qua đứng ở cửa xưởng 1 đấy.